What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Sean O'Malley's coach shuts down rumor. Over the weekend, some rumors started circulating that Sugar Sean O'Malley was on crutches. Considering the former champion set to fight Merab Dvalishvili in a highly anticipated rematch, talk of a potential injury quickly swept throughout the MMA community. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. On Monday, O'Malley's coach, Tim Welsh, seemingly shut down the rumors when he posted a picture of O'Malley doing some wall work on his Instagram story. Although O'Malley is coming off surgery, it looks like all systems are a go for June 7th at the Prudential Center. The way fellow bantamweight Mario Batista sees things, if the Sean O'Malley that fought Merab Dvalishvili at the Sphere shows up, he may be in for a long night. But if the Sugar Sean that fought Chito Vera shows up, then it could be an entirely different fight. During an interview with Homa Fight, Batista weighed in on the fight, saying, "I thought he looked a little flat, I guess, in the previous fight. If the person that comes out that fought Chito, if that same Sean O'Malley comes out and fight Merab, I think he has a really good chance of knocking Merab out. I think he's gonna have to knock Merab out." Based on the latest betting lines, however, the MMA community is expecting things to play out like their first fight. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall confirmed? Yesterday, we reported that Tom Aspinall said in a YouTube video that a fight was booked but could not mention the opponent or date. This had the MMA community thinking that maybe Tom Aspinall accepted another fight because he was tired of waiting for Jon Jones. Notably, Jon Jones mentioned wanting to train for 6 months ahead of the Tom Aspinall fight if he accepts. Well, it looks like one UFC insider is coming out and saying that the UFC has already booked the fight between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. Chael Sonnen said the following during an episode of ESPN's Good Guy Bad Guy show on YouTube.
So, Chael, are you breaking news right now that Jon Jones is fighting Tom Aspinall at International Fight Week? Are you confident enough to say that you think that's what's happening?
No, I am confident enough to tell you that that fight is done, though. That fight is agreed all the way down to the date. That I do have a confidence to tell you. International Fight Week would make perfect sense. I personally just in my
Only 9 weeks.
I always thought they were going to go back to New York. Jon has come out. He's been a troll. He's had some fun. He even tried to negotiate in the media. Privately, he takes that phone call. It's yes or anything else that comes out of his mouth. Any answer that's not yes is not yes. But that did not happen. That is a false report. Jon Jones has not ducked this fight. I wish he did. I'd love to bury him. He didn't. He did not duck Tom Aspinall.
Do you believe Sonnen? Let us know down in the comments below. Nassourdine Imavov breaks silence on rejecting Caio Borralho fight. Caio Borralho hasn't held back on Nassourdine Imavov, but now it's the #1 ranked middleweight who's taking the shots. In a video shared by Championship Rounds, Imavov can be seen explaining in French that he has no interest in a fight with Caio Borralho because he thinks the streaking contender will be here today and gone tomorrow. He'll get KO'd, he'll sleep, then they're gonna say it's normal. He was ranked #1, you see? That's their way of managing their careers, falling forwards. It's better to fall forwards than backwards, so wait your turn. While Imavov doesn't have a fight announced in the wake of his win over Israel Adesanya, he's wasting no time amid talk of a potential interim title if Dricus du Plessis is not ready to defend the belt against Khamzat Chimaev. In new training footage shared on Instagram, Imavov can be seen looking like a monster on the Thai pads. With a bout against Caio Borralho out of the question, it'll be interesting to see how the UFC decides to handle things. Caio Borralho reacted to Nassourdine Imavov comments last night. Borralho went on X to say, "This guy is delusional. First he waits until I challenge another guy for him to respond. Then he comes with an excuse about what people are gonna say about me and not about him? Imavov, bro, you're tripping out of fear, right? All that to not sign the contract." Dustin Poirier chokes out MMA reporter on accident. We've seen fans ask fighters to leg kick them and even punch them in the liver, but MMA junkies Mike Bond accidentally wound up getting choked out by Dustin Poirier. During a video filmed at ATT, Poirier can be seen teaching his guillotine choke. When he cinches it up, Bond starts to go out before he has a chance to tap. Thankfully, the Diamond realized what was happening pretty quickly, but not quick enough because Bond had already been put to sleep. In a post on social media after the fact, he wrote, "Got put to sleep by Poirier and woke up by Gamrot. Quite the experience." So far, no word yet on when Poirier will be back in the octagon for his retirement fight. However, the MMA world seems pretty convinced that Poirier and Max Holloway will close out their trilogy for his big send-off. Considering the magnitude of this fight, don't be surprised if the two wind up throwing down on the International Fight Week card this summer. Carlos Prates goes off on boring fighter Ian Garry. While giving fans a glimpse into one of his film study sessions where he was watching old Carlos Prates fights, Ian Garry told the camera that deep down, Prates isn't a fighter. The future was watching a fight from before Prates was in the UFC, where he was finished by strikes. In his eyes, Prates has been looking for a way out because he had been getting beaten on. Naturally, the comments didn't sit well with Prates ahead of Saturday's 5-round headliner in Kansas City. Leading up to the fight, he fired back via MMA Hoye, taking aim at Garry, who he called, quote, a boring fighter. I've been in the company for a year. 2 main events, 4 bonuses, 4 knockouts. I think this kid had been in UFC for about 4 years. He's never had a main event. He won 1 bonus, I think, in his life. A bunch of decisions there. An boring fighter. He's fighting in the main event today because I chose him. I think he's making even more money than he made when he went to fight Schaub. And at the end of it all, after he's all beat up, when he wakes up after the fight, he'll have to come and say, "Thanks, Carlos Prates. You made me some good money." For his part, Garry's getting fans hyped for the short notice fight with some help from Venom, who dropped a promo video on Monday to kick off Fight Week. With just a couple of days until the two throw down, Garry and Prates seem poised to trade verbal jabs until the cage door closes behind them on Saturday. UFC Fight Updates. Heading into this weekend's Fight Night card in Kansas City, let's take a look at today's UFC Fight Updates. The Shamil Gaziev vs. Sergey Spivak fight was supposed to take place at UFC 316 in June. However, Gaziev has been forced off the card and will be replaced by Waldo Cortez Acosta, according to Knockout Alerts on Instagram. Later that month, we've got a fight between Nazim Sadikov and Nicolas Mota scheduled for the June 21st card in Azerbaijan in Baku. Sadikov has been calling for a fight on the card, and from the sounds of things, he got his wish. In a post on social media, once the bout was made official, he let Azerbaijani fans know that he's fired up and ready to put on a show.
What's up, guys? Sam Sadikov here, and I'm here to my next fight. And yes, you guessed it, to the motherland, June 21st, Baku, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan, I'm coming. So, Nicholas Mott, see you there.
Sadikov enters the fight after a win over Ismail Bomfim back in February, pushing his UFC record to 3 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. On the flip side, Mota enters this fight after a decision win over Mahashati Hayaser back in November, which put him on a 2-fight win streak. Last but not least, while looking ahead to the fall, there seems to have been some movement on a Jailton Almeida-Alexander Volkov fight. In a post on social media, Almeida informed his fans that Volkov can't fight right now, but he's willing to throw down in the fall. While the date means that both of them will be out of action throughout the summer, it does give fight fans something to look forward to come fall. Conor McGregor praises Merab Dvalishvili. While Conor McGregor oftentimes takes shots at his fellow fighters on social media, he had nothing but good things to say about Merab Dvalishvili on Monday. In a response to a post from MMA On Point showing the last minute of the Merab Dvalishvili-Ricky Simone fight, where the machine nearly winds up getting choked out with a mounted guillotine, McGregor praised the bantamweight champion, calling him a star. And now, years on, the reigning defending UFC World Machine. Magnificent, Merab is a star. This, of course, isn't the first time that McGregor's praised Dvalishvili. Back in January, after the champion defended his title against Umar Nurmagomedov, McGregor was complimentary of his performance, which may have something to do with his long-standing rivalry with Team Khabib. Brendan Schaub reacts to concerning posts by BJ Penn. When fighters go through a tough time, the MMA community does a great job of rallying around them. For example, when footage came out of a shirtless Nick Diaz trying to start a fire in a parking lot, fight fans were largely relieved to find out that his fight with Vicente Luque had gotten canceled. And the resounding message online was that everyone was hopeful the MMA legend would get the help he needed. Now, the MMA community is rallying around BJ Penn, who has shared some concerning stuff on Instagram over the past few months. After a post where he called on police for help, alleging that his mom and his brother had been and replaced by imposters, Penn alleged that Brendan Schaub is actually Aaron Hernandez and that CTE is fake. In response, Brendan Schaub spoke about the situation on his Thick Boy podcast, joking about the difference between himself and Hernandez, before shifting gears and talking about what he says is a, quote, sad claim from BJ.
You know, this isn't something to mess around with. If he legit thinks I'm Aaron Hernandez, our faces are a tad different. I do see the similarities. People made that comparison all the time. Few differences between me and Aaron Hernandez, just for you people out there who believe this. I was good at football. Aaron's great at football. I'm stronger than Aaron Hernandez, and I don't people. So there's a few differences there. But I get it. Yeah, it was fun, but it's more sad than anything.
Last we heard from Jake Shields, Nick Diaz is doing great now, so hopefully things play out the same way for BJ. MMA community goes off on Sean Strickland. Footage was posted that showed Sean Strickland beating up an influencer named Nick Nayer in sparring, even using elbows, which is definitely dirty considering he's sparring someone who doesn't even train in MMA. In the footage, Nick was seen running the whole time, while Strickland let off kicks, punches, and elbows relentlessly against an opponent not striking back.
Yeah, I didn't say, hey, influencer, come spar me. I've been seeing this guy drop. And
I want to. Can I say something right now?
You can't,
dog. See you crippled. This is the start of a beautiful friendship. It's
right
here. It's right here. It's right now.
So what you did, you
I didn't like that.
got famous.
I didn't like that narrative.
And so he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go see if I can get more famous.
That was...
Strickland reacted to the sparring session by posting a video with Nick and captioning it, "You're a really nice guy, and I don't mean that as a compliment, but you're an okay person, LOL." He also reacted to another page posting the footage and captioning it Sneeko 2.0 by writing, "Sneeko tried to fight back a little. He did not." The MMA community wasn't too happy with Sean Strickland, calling him out for lots of things, including how he doesn't fight this aggressive in the UFC and only does this to people with no skills. Here's what they had to say. And before we continue, we have a favor to ask. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers on MMA Zone by subscribing and turning on notifications for daily MMA content. Seriously, we rarely miss a day. Another month, another video of Strickland beating up some harmless influencer dweeb who can't do back. I'm done defending Strickland, man. He just seems like such a to train with. Beating the living out of influencers as a professional fighter is just cringe. You're supposed to be around with them, not giving them brain damage. I get it, but come on. The only time he's not spamming jabs and teep kicks is when he fights random beginners. Strickland wins someone who actually can fight back and isn't an influencer. What does Sean gain from this? Where was this aggression against Costa? This guy always beating bums with no real experience, but he gets wrecked with any ranked guy. I understand you can't just walk a professional down in a fight, but Sean, where is even a fraction of this energy in your actual bouts?